Hello, today we will be talking about data visualizations and things we should consider ethically and that can be misleading when presenting visualizations. So one of those areas is scaling. With scaling, it can make numbers seem to be way more influxed or make them misrepresent what the data is saying. So one way that we can combat that is making sure that the scale is proportionate to the actual data, as well as making sure that the elements of the visualization is labeled properly. So in the first example, we're looking at average price of cars, and we'll use a bar chart to look at this comparison. For Kia, Hyundai, and Nissan, these are not accurate prices. This is just for the sake of the example. So as we look at making the bar chart, the values are 18,000, 22,000, 25,000, respectively. The first misleading chart, we have the axes to start at 10,000 and end at 30,000. So it's only a small window of scale. But on the more proper axis, we'll see between $0 and $50,000 on the y-axis. So let's see how this looks. The first graph on your left, which is red, we just have it labeled as cars, have it denoted as the misleading scale. And you can see in red, the numbers increase, but again, on the left, we don't know on the y-axis what that is talking about. It could be total number of cars produced. It can be number of employees at the plant. We don't know. On the right, you can see we have the title, average car price, the y-axis listed as average car price in US dollars, and the x-axis as car manufacturers. And again, if you look at the y-axis on the left, it starts at 10,000, ends at 30,000. So it seems like just based on our cognitive recognition that Nissan is way more expensive, but in reality, it's not. There's not a substantial difference. It is higher, but it's not substantial as it would indicate on the misleading scale. On the more accurate zero base, we start the scale at 0, and it is proportionate to the data so that we can see an accurate representation of the average price of these three manufacturers. Another area that we should consider in ethics is cherry picking or picking data that will support a narrative rather than telling a full story. So here we'll look at sales data for 12 months, and we'll look at the effects of picking only 3 months of that data compared to looking at the entire 12 months of data. We'll use a line graph here to see the difference. So as you can see here on the left, we only picked 3 months, so that's month 4 through 6, and it looks like it was a drastic decline, almost looking like it almost hit 0 at first glance, where in reality, month 4 was at 150 sales. It decreased only by 10 in month 5 and by less than 10 in month 6. So it wasn't drastic. However, it looks as such at first glance. When looking on the right, we'll see that although there was a decline in month 4 through 6, it's actually trending upwards for the whole 12 months. So it has increased by over 80 sales. Even though there was a slight decrease in the middle that can be caused by seasonality and things of that nature, that's why it's important to look at a full picture and not just select a small sampling of data. We want to be able to tell the full story and get a full narrative of what is going on. So these are some things we should consider when we're ethically presenting data visualizations.